welcome back to my channel. So I haven't made a video in a very long time. I've been really busy and I've been really sick and shit's been going on. So I decided to make one for you today and hang out in my very hot, very cluttered garage, which for me is just the greatest, being surrounded by spiders and spray paint and dust. Today I decided to talk about something that I am very excited about, and that is the new Pretty Little Liars season, which has started off in an automatic bang. Usually TV shows just kind of lull you into the chaos, but this automatically started you off just right there. Recap for those of you who have seen the episodes, and spoiler alert for those of you who haven't yet. So basically in the very first episode, the girls and Caleb, Ezra, and forgot his name, and Toby, I forgot his name for a second, they are scrambling to save Hannah, and the way that AD or Uber A wants them to find out to save Hannah is to figure out who actually killed Charlotte. More of a recap, in the very last episode of the 6th season, Hannah devises this plan to tell Uber A that it was Hannah who killed Charlotte, so they go to this resort place to find out who it is and to catch them. Caleb and Hannah have a moment. Also in the last episode, Ezra and Arya have a moment, which I'm really concerned about Caleb, but anyway, they have a moment. They end up leaving Hannah in this resort by herself, waiting for Uber A. They go back in and Hannah is completely gone, and there is a hole underneath the bed, and the very last clip of the season finale was Hannah being dragged by somebody across the floor, which for me was really stressful because I love Hannah, and if she died I would be very upset. So basically, to go back to what I was talking about before recapping the last episode of season 6, they are scrambling to figure out who killed Charlotte, and they all kind of gather together and realize and decide that they all suspect it was Allison, so they all try to go around to find evidence that she did kill Charlotte so they can tell Uber A. In the midst of all this chaos, you see clips of Hannah being tortured, and just really awful things are happening to her and being tortured by who I think is Dr. Rollins, or Allison's new husband. I think that he is torturing Hannah, and you keep seeing clips of that. My favorite clip of the episode was when Hannah starts to hallucinate or dream of Spencer, and they have this really sweet moment, and it's basically Hannah's mind telling her if there's a way in, there is a way out, and they end up finding actual evidence that Allison did possibly kill Charlotte. Emily finds the red jacket that the girl who went into the church and pushed Charlotte off the bell tower was wearing in Allison's clothes that she was going to give to charity. So they tell Uber A that it was Allison, which sets off a second episode, which was just as intense. So at the end of the first episode, you see Dr. Rollins, or Allison's husband, give her a shot to make her seem crazy, and in the second episode you see that this has really screwed up Allison and made her actually seem crazy. Emily tries to see her. They find out that he has made it so only family can see her, and what's really crappy is that the only family member that can see her that's in town is Mary Drake, who happens to possibly be Uber A, but I'm not sure because the show likes to do twists and turns and things. Well, Emily is desperate to get into Allison to see what's going on with her, because she ends up getting this phone call from Allison asking for her help. At the same time, Hannah is back in Rosewood. She comes back and she has this look, what they call the dollhouse face, which is basically her going down a rabbit hole and self-destructive. and I would be too if I was tortured by a bunch of crazy people and kidnapped once again. And so she's back. She ends up having this, I guess, existential crisis, and she goes to New York to see Jordan, and she breaks up with him because the bar that they met, she wants to go there to, like, I guess reaffirm their relationship, reaffirm that this is what she wants. It's gone, so it kind of makes her realize or see that they're not meant to be together. I think it's just her going into self-destructive mode and destroying things because she believes she doesn't deserve them. Meanwhile, Mary Drake goes to Spencer's house. They have this conversation. You find out that the reason that Mary Drake was in Bradley was because Jessica, Allison's mother, and her twin sister was babysitting a baby one night. It kept crying. It was driving her insane, so she called her sister Mary Drake. Mary Drake came by. Jessica wanted to leave, so she did. She said the baby was fine, had stopped crying. Mary Drake was there when the parents came home. They went upstairs. Mary Drake heard the mother screaming because the baby was dead, and when the cops asked what happened to the baby to Jessica, she said that the baby was fine when she left, so they believed that Mary Drake killed the baby, but I think Jessica drowned it because she couldn't handle the baby crying. So you find out that is the reason why Mary Drake was in Bradley. So Emily convinces Mary Drake to take her to Webley, I think it is, to go see Allison. Allison knows that her husband, Dr. Rollins, is crazy and trying to keep her in there, but nobody believes her because she's crazy. She ends up seeing Mary Drake and calls her mom and asks her why she put her in the ground or took her out of the ground or something like that, and something goes wrong, and then Dr. Rollins and Mary Drake end up having a conversation, and you kind of start to become suspicious of Dr. Rollins, which is really crazy because we, as an audience, know that he's evil. The girls don't, and you just kind of want to reach through the screen and, like, smack them a little and be like, it's obvious to me who it is, because think about it, it's somebody that has to be close to her, somebody that controls that if people can go in or not. It's her husband, and you know what, like, you have to think about, it's kind of obvious, to me at least, who it is, but I guess that could be because I know. Also, to my achy, breaky heart, I think Spencer and Caleb are going to break up, because they have this moment where Spencer asks him, because throughout all of Hannah being gone, he's been losing his freaking mind, and Spencer asks him, if they made a mistake, and he speaks in past tense, saying that they were great, and it wasn't a mistake, and it was nice. And they have this moment, and of course, before you figure out what's going to happen, they end it, which is great. So I think that they're going to break up, which I'm really upset about. I kind of love Caleb, though, and I would love them to get back together, but I do love Jordan and Hannah. I think they're a cute couple, and I'd really like to see where Caleb goes, but at the same time, I want Spencer to be with Toby. So that was my very strange scattered recap, and I probably forgot a lot of stuff, of Pretty Little Liars. Now let's talk about how excited we are and how much we are looking forward to. I want to figure out exactly who Toby's fiance is and figure out more about her and see if she has something to do with this. I really want them to figure out who Dr. Rollins is, and I think they are in the next episode that's going to be on this Tuesday. I really want Hannah and Jordan to stay together, biasly because I like Stella, but at the same time because it's a really cute couple, and I want Spencer and Toby to have a moment because everybody else has had a moment. Ezra and Arya have had a moment. Hannah and Caleb had a moment, so it's time that Toby, even Emily and Allison kind of had a moment, but it was a flashback. So it's time that Spencer and Toby do. I really hope that they are. What else? When it comes to Mary Drake, I don't exactly think that she's evil. I don't think that she's a bad guy. I don't even think that she's uber A. I really, really don't. Part of me still feels like it's one of the girls, which would be really funny. But when it comes to Mary Drake, there's just a part of me that feels like she genuinely cares about Allison, and part of me feels like she isn't the bad guy, but at the same time, she could just be a sociopath and just completely insane, and I know that there's, in Pretty Liars, there's going to be a epic, weird twist, and what also really upsets me is that this could possibly be the very last season of Pretty Little Liars, which, at the same time, we've been doing this for basically 6 years, almost 7. I guess it's kind of time for the girls to spread their wings, and also I can't help but think, where the hell will they go with it after this season? But at the same time, I love Pretty Little Liars, and I could watch it till the day that I die. And once it's over, I think I'll feel a very giant hole in my heart and soul. But, I mean, I could always just watch all of the seasons over again, but honestly, I really don't know what this video was about. It was just me basically rambling about Pretty Little Liars and how excited I am for the new season and to see what's going to happen next. And it's on my top 5 favorite TV shows, and I'm really hoping that my other TV shows come back soon, which I'm going to have to find time to watch, which to some people might sound really strange, but really when you when you have TV shows that you watch every single week, sometimes they overlap, sometimes, especially if you're working and you have a job and you're doing things, you have to find the time to watch all these shows. It's kind of like when you have children and you have to make time for them, sort of, not really. I don't have children, so I don't really know what that's like. But yeah, I'm just really excited. I wanted to wait a couple of days or 2 episodes to make sure that I was really actually invested into this season, which I'm not surprised I was, but you never know. It could have started, could have been a flop, and I could have hated it, so I didn't want to make a video until at least the 2nd or 3rd episode. I am really, really, really excited for Tuesday to see what happens with Dr. Rollins, and to see what happens with Hannah and Jordan and Spencer and Caleb, and just to see what's going on. And, I'm pretty sure I'll make a video about it later and ramble again. But, when I'm excited about something, I talk a lot and I talk really fast. So, for those of you who love the show, I'm really sorry if I spoiled some things. Also, feel free to comment things that I forgot, or if I said things wrong, and there's a possibility that I don't remember it all. And if you... I keep losing my train of thought. You can't tell from my red face. It's really hot in here, so I keep losing my train of thought. But if you like this video, excuse me, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I know it was a lot of me rambling, but that's okay. I do it all the time. Also, if you'd like to, and you really, really should, you should hit that subscribe button wherever it's at, so we can talk about our favorite TV shows and all that stuff. I'm probably going to make a video about the Fosters, because, oh my god, I love that show, and that show also started off with a huge bang, so I'm probably going to talk about that. I'm also going to make a video about Shadowhunters, the TV series, which is based off the Mortal Instruments book series, and yeah, so there's that to look forward to. So yeah, and thank you for watching me and joining me in this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day and a beautiful night, and try to stay cool and don't melt wherever you're at. And also, if it's really cold where you're at, try to stay warm. And this is Kat signing out. Bye. Gotta get out. It's hot. I can't do it anymore.